This is the funnest night ever!
Yeah, quit yanking our anuses!
Two people get together, do something social, have a few drinks, yada yada yada.
It's called Two Brothers. Two Brothers. It's just called Two Brothers.
Welcome.
The fuck was that?
That's how I always start this shit. I always say welcome.
That's a weird. Welcome.
Well, it's been a while, okay? We haven't recorded in a little bit. Shit. This is Two Brothers. We're back with another episode, and tonight's episode we think is a pretty fun one because not too long ago we did our top 5 favorite comic book movies, and we got a request from one of our closest friends. I don't know if he'd want his name out there or whatever. Told us that we should do the opposite, which is the top 5 worst comic book movies. So
there you go, my friend.
Yeah,
if you're listening, here you go. This is for
we
you.
took you up on your offer, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. We got our list, and before we jump into doing the list, just know that this is our list. This is just our opinion. So fuck off with all that hate. And there's a whole bunch of other people you can go and watch that same list and shit. But before we do anything, let's do honorable mentions. Movies that are what?
I thought we were going to talk about the games and games.
Oh shit, that's right. Fuck. See, I'm in the whole headspace with the movies. I forgot about that. Right. So at the time of this recording, Gamescom happened. I think it's over right now.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, Gamescom happened. It's like, I guess you can say like the European like E3.
Okay.
And some video games were announced over the week, and I don't know. It's kind of disappointing. Would you say what did you think of Gamescom?
Man, it was all right. It was good that we got some release dates for some big major titles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but besides that, nothing really was that stuck out. You know.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I think a lot of people were expecting some more bigger news about some more of the anticipated games that were coming out, but like you were saying, we got Horizon 2 finally got a release date, which is February. Hopefully they stick to that fucking date.
Yeah.
What else got another release date? Did
Saifu.
Saifu got a release date too? When is that coming up? Because last time I saw it was 2022.
February.
February's? Oh yeah, that's right, February. 2 games that I'm really looking forward to.
And there's another one that's coming out in that month, but it's not so. I'm still on the fence. I don't know if I dislike it or like it. But it's the reboot of Saints Row.
Yeah, oh, that's right, Saints Row. Boy, I don't know what to think about that one, man, because it's like we can sit here and talk about Saints Row for a whole fucking episode because it's like this strange enigma, because it tried to be like Grand Theft Auto with the first one and the second one, and then it went off the fucking rails with the third and fourth one, and then like
it kind of became its own.
It became its own thing, but then they did Agents of Mayhem, which was not really a sequel, but
it was kind of
yeah, and that didn't really turn out that good.
Cough into the mic.
I'm trying not to cough on the fucking mic, you prick. Okay. What are you worried about?
You can't go like this.
You like that, huh?
Fucking dick. Okay.
What'd you think of Saints Row, you fucking bitch?
Like I said, I'm on the fence. When I saw the trailer, it wasn't what I expected to be. It was. It felt like you're gonna play fucking whole bunch of little fucking teenagers.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't have no characters such as fucking what's his name, Johnny Gat, and
that's the only. Let's be honest.
Fuck,
I don't know who else is in. Kinsey, right? Kinsey's in there, and then that other guy, I don't know his name, but he was kind of cool too. He sings in the car with you and shit.
We know the characters that you fell in love with in Saints Row.
Yeah,
they're not Yeah, it looks like you're not gonna have any of those that stick out just like that, you know.
Apparently, it's not even gonna take place is in Saints Row or in Stillwater, like a new fucking place.
Which I don't fucking like, dude.
And it says it's they say it's gonna be more grounded in reality, but then the fucking trailer shows like a rocket launcher that shoots like 50 missiles all at once. It's like, how the fuck do you want it to be grounded or you want it to be over the top? Well, which one is it gonna be? You know, like you can't just fucking have both. It has to be one or the other.
So right now, like until we see gameplay, another trailer, you know, whatever, I'll have my opinion. But right now, I'm on the fence.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm leaning more towards
it's not gonna be great. I don't know. It seems a bit sudden for it to just come out so quickly. Like February is kind of like around the corner if you think about it.
Yeah,
it's less than life is scary. And then we saw some shit from Dying Light, which I don't know. Dying Light 2, like I'm not gonna give a shit about it until it releases.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one of those games that I'm excited for when it comes out.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of delays and shit. You know.
Yeah.
It's you know.
I mean, delays don't necessarily mean a bad thing.
I know it's coming out.
It's supposed to come out in December. They said.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
But like I said, delays aren't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, but
you know.
Okay.
But I guess we'll have to wait and see.
But that's good, you know, like Horizon and Saifu coming out in February because. You know, beginnings of the year, you know, for video games,
it's pretty dry.
It's dry as fuck, man.
Yeah.
Nothing comes out until like maybe March or April.
Right, yeah.
But damn, those 2 months are fucking dreadful if you don't, you know, as a gamer, you know, you can't look forward to anything till like the beginning of the second quarter type of thing.
Dude, and as a gamer, we also are upset because they fucking showed off Call of Duty Vanguard.
Oh.
And we were talking about this yesterday. That game looks boring as fuck. It looks... That's like the kindest thing I could say about it. Mm-hmm. The worst thing is that I don't give a fuck anymore about this game. Or Call of Duty in general, to be quite honest. I know we just had a retrospective like a month ago, and we're not going to go over what we think about Call of Duty as much, but Vanguard just... It just doesn't impress me one fucking bit.
No.
It looks like the same thing.
I didn't even bother watching the fucking trailer.
Me neither.
That's how I stopped caring about Call of Duty, you know?
I mean, like, I saw a little bit of the gameplay just to see how it looks. And it does have the same engine as Modern Warfare, which is one of the more better looking Call of Duty games. So it has that going for it, but it also, like, still has the same gameplay. It's in a time period that no one wanted, you know. It has a fucking file size way too fucking big. Way too big.
Did he say it's around 250?
250.
If that's true, you know, that's just ridiculous. Man.
Yeah, that's like with these new consoles, it's not gonna fucking. You're not gonna have no more than like 2 games at once.
Yeah.
You know,
which is fucking ridiculous, dude.
Because Battlefield 2042, I'm also sure is going to be a pretty fucking sizable game too.
Hopefully not, but it's going to look that way too, you know. But we were talking in the car, like, you know how all these free-to-play games, you know, like I hate to put it up here, like Fortnite.
Yeah.
What's the Splitgate?
Apex.
Yeah. And coming out soon is the Halo multiplayer.
Yeah.
Which is going to be free. You know, like I was telling you, if this rolls off and does good with the multiplayer for Halo, there's no point for you to fucking pay $60 anymore.
That's right.
So hopefully that goes in the right direction. You know, so we can stop paying a yearly fucking multiplayer of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the same fucking thing, okay?
I mean...
You know, I don't want to wish bad for Activision and all that, but you guys fucking ended up here with your fucking bad decisions of making games, how do you say, 250 of a gigabytes of fucking game. Of a gigabyte of game, you know. It just, it frustrates me, you know, so hopefully this goes well for, you know, basically for Xbox. Even you told me that their season pass is going to be free too.
Yeah.
So
for Halo, right?
Yeah.
For Halo. Yeah.
So hopefully that's where the multiplayer genre goes. You know, hopefully it becomes free, or it becomes better. So
Yeah, because it's like Warzone is. It's not really multiplayer. It's kind of just it's battle royale, and that's its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, multiplayer kind of consists of like domination, team deathmatch, king of the hill, that kind of shit. And Splitgate has that too, and it's free to play, and that game is.
you've been playing it for a while. What do you think?
It's really good for a free to play game, and for a first time developer, they're doing fucking good. I really like it. It has a solid foundation, and it is very similar to Halo, so I know that a lot of people are going to want to jump onto that instead of Splitgate, so I'm kind of worried about the future for Splitgate once Halo comes out, because the only thing that Splitgate has going for it is, the mechanic of using portals and shit. And, that is kind of clever and pretty cool and strategic, but you gotta wonder if that's enough to keep people wanting to play that game over, like, Halo Infinite when that shit comes out. So, but for me, since I've been playing it for a while, it's a lot of fun,
Okay.
So I recommend it to people who want to, kind of go away from Warzone or like Fortnite or Apex and try out Splitgate. Like you obviously need to be a fan of like Halo and all that to enjoy it, because it's not going to be like fucking Call of Duty or anything like that, but it's still fun.
All right. Now it's Two Brothers, guys.
Yeah, okay, so we're good. We're going to do the top 5. We're going to do the top 5 right now. Well, now can we do the honorable mentions?
What's that?
What?
What's that?
Aaron, don't start the shit on the podcast. The fuck you saying? Fucking mumbling. What? What the fuck are you saying?
You want to talk about Spider-Man, the trailer that dropped, or no?
Oh shit, that's right. See, you didn't tell me this beforehand. Okay.
Yeah, keep it on your toes, man.
Keep me on my toes.
You go first because you're a big fan of your homeboy, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. I thought you were gonna say Spider-Man.
Oh.
Yeah. So the trailer came out, and I mean, it looks good.
Gee.
And that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's not going to be a fucking bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
I've already talked to you about this before. Everyone has kind of ruined it for me with all their fucking theories and hype for the film. And there's nothing wrong with being excited for a fucking movie, but this shit has been going on for a year. Yeah, everyone's been fucking speculating. Everyone has been tying everything that's been coming out before Spider-Man to this movie, and it's like, okay, come on, let's just fucking pump the brakes a little bit. We have other movies that are coming out, and let's be excited for that shit too, like Shang-Chi and Eternals. Let's be excited for that too. Let's not just be fucking all paying our attention to Spider-Man.
It would have been nice whenever they would have released it, because it got leaked.
Yeah.
Then they said, fuck it, we'll release it then, because it's already out there.
No, that wasn't the case. It was because CinemaCon happened, and the trailer was going to release in CinemaCon. Someone just leaked it before.
Oh, okay. But it got leaked, so like I was going to say, it's like it would have been nice not knowing all these fucking rumors that these people that, follow that shit, like, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are gonna be in there and this and that, right?
Yeah, like Doc Ock was already confirmed. We already knew that shit about all those people,
seeing in the trailer, they show those. They didn't show Andrew Garfield and all that, but they showed Doc Ock and a little bit of Green Goblin. And even though we already knew that they were going to be in the film, it was still cool to see that. Oh shit, it's real. But at the same time, kind of they tainted that because they ruined it. It would have been a surprise. Yeah. Like you were telling me, like when Endgame came out, people shut the fuck up about it. Okay?
Yeah.
And when we went to see it, it was a surprise when fucking Captain America held a fucking hammer and all these, when the superheroes came to help. Mm-hmm. That was great. That was like one of the best, for me, cinematic moments for me, like in the theater, Mm-hmm. Knowing all that, like you were right, they kind of ruined the surprise. They ruined... I didn't. Yeah, it's just. Yeah.
It seems like we're being negative about it, but no, we think it's good. Let's actually talk about the trailer. Mm-hmm. So we kind of got a bit of what the story's about. Peter Parker is, now they know his identity. They know he's Spider-Man and everything. He's still having to deal with the repercussions about Mysterio from Far From Home, and he's being accused for murder and all this shit. And then he goes to Doctor Strange to see if they can, maybe make everybody forget that he's Spider-Man, and the whole spell goes wrong, and then they get thrusted into the multiverse, basically. And Doctor Strange, I know some people were saying when they were watching the trailer that it's not in character of Stephen Strange to do any of that.
I know it sounds stupid what I'm about to say, but you read, a lengthy amount of Doctor Strange. You read the Jason Aaron run, you read the new one where he becomes a surgeon again, right?
Yeah.
So you read and Donny Cates run, all that. So you've been reading Doctor Strange for what, 2 to 3 years?
Yeah.
Maybe more. We don't know.
Yeah. We don't. Yeah.
How?
Okay.
So yeah, what do you think when people said that that's not the character of Doctor Strange?
Well, a lot of people were throwing out the theories that, again, it's like it's Mephisto and shit like that, and it's not really Doctor Strange, or it's a scroll, because people think that that's not in Doctor Strange's character to just do something like that, do something reckless with the spell like that. But if you remember in the first Doctor Strange movie, Baron, was it Baron Mordo? I think his name is. Oh man, I might be butchering the name. But anyways, in the end of the movie, he says the bill always comes due. And he's talking to Stephen Strange about how he wields the power that he has. And he's telling him that, you can't just continue using it as recklessly as you're using it. Like, eventually it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. And he kind of takes that into consideration. And then going into Infinity War, he starts to become a bit more protective. And, the Time Stone and how he uses it and everything like that. He does, eventually use it in the movie. But in the comic books, also, with the Jason Aaron run, every time you use magic, it comes at a consequence. It's not just something that Doctor Strange or any of the magicians in the Marvel Universe can just, use. And that's kind of one of the big arcs in Doctor Strange, that, it creates this monster of... I don't know what the hell his name is, man. I just started reading and I forgot again. But who basically just comes at Doctor Strange and tells him, hey, every time that you're doing this, oh no, it's not him. It's actually Wong who tells him this. Oh, okay. That every time that he uses his magic, that these other sorcerers end up getting their magic drained and all that. And Doctor Strange was he didn't know that. And so he has to kind of face the consequences that, he's been using a lot of magic and there's not a lot to go around and blah, 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 and this and that. So it's definitely in his character to do reckless shit. I mean, that's one of the big stories in the first kind of arc of the whole Jason Aaron run with Doctor Strange. So it makes sense to me that he would do something like that in the movie. He would take Peter on the offer of, yeah, I'll do this shit. Even though Wong said I shouldn't do it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, even in the movie, when people were telling him, I guess it's learning about the past of fuck, who was the bad guy in the film? I think he just said his name.
No, Baron Morton. He's not the bad guy in the first movie. He's kind of still a good guy. The bad guy. Shit, I feel like I have his name on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, I know who you're talking about. I gotta see if I can find
him. Doctor Strange is a perfectionist to me. He's trying. He want when people challenge him, don't do it. Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
That's what he did with learning his magic and reading all those books. He pushed himself to that so he can learn and become perfect.
Caecilius is his name. Sorry.
So I can see that too.
Yeah.
It's in his character to do that. So.
No, yeah, and so for people who are saying that, oh, this doesn't make sense, you wouldn't, clearly you haven't, I don't want to be, mean, but, clearly you haven't fucking read the comic books, because this is his MO, this is, not his MO, but he has a tendency to fucking do that shit.
Yeah.
He's kind of arrogant, he's kind of like Tony Stark in that way, where he can be a bit reckless and can fuck up, and it bites him in the ass, and that's kind of what happens apparently here in the trailer. We get to see a little bit more of him and how he's like using the magic, and you can see those fucking buildings folding in on himself like in the fucking movie.
Like, it's not completely his fucking fault. It's Peter Parker.
Yeah, he wouldn't shut the fuck up. Dude, if he just shut the fuck up, everything would be fine.
He would tell us, shut up, I'm trying to fucking focus, you know?
No, it's, I think it was Jeremy Johns from YouTube. Shout out to Jeremy Johns. He said it right, you know, Spider-Man, Peter is, you know, both, you know, he's like intelligent and he, you know, he's a smart guy, but even a smart person would know to, you know, keep his mouth shut when a fucking Sorcerer Supreme is casting a spell. And, you know, Peter doesn't do that. He just continues to fucking ramble on and everything, and it's just, I don't know, hopefully that doesn't become the central reason for why everything gets fucked. Hopefully we're kind of
just a little
a little bit of what's happening there, but if that ends up being the reason why this whole thing is fucked, it's like, yeah, it's all Peter's fault. Like, come on, dude, just quiet. And then we got to see again, like we just talked about, Doc Ock, played by Alfred Molina, and he hasn't aged a fucking day.
I know, right?
He looks fucking good. He looks so good, and he says the line that he said from Spider-Man 2 is like, "Hello, Peter." And like, oh my god! You hear the laughs from Willem Dafoe. William Dafoe as Green Goblin.
So he's just talking about it, got me all excited again.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah, I mean, there's so much to look forward to still.
Yeah.
In spite of leaks.
That's still the
rumors.
first trailer. There's maybe another one coming.
Yeah.
But, you know, that was just a little.
I hope that there isn't going to be another one.
Really?
I hope not. With everything that's been going on with all these like rumors and leaks, showing another trailer would be giving too much to the fans. I think, especially with how closely like guarded the film is with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Like, don't show anyone that would indicate that they're in the movie. Yeah. So just first trailer and that's it.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of like how Endgame did their trailers. They only did like 2. And in those 2 trailers, we only got to know like a fucking quarter of what's happening in the film. That's what I want with No Way Home. Don't show me anything yet. Just show me a little bit. And that's all I need.
Okay.
So
there you go, guys.
That's our review for the trailer that Edgar sprung on me because I wasn't really prepared for.
Oh my god.
Now can we get into the honorable mentions?
Yes, you can go first. It sounds like you want to go first.
Because I want to get out of the way.
You don't want to do the podcast, that's why.
No, I want to get the honorable mentions out of the way.
Okay.
God, everything's like a fight with you. I should
It's for some reason, for you, it seems like I'm fighting you. God.
Okay, let's get into the honorable mentions. Should I go into in depth about them or should I not?
You can, a little bit if you want.
I'm gonna just fire them off real quick.
Okay, go.
And if you have any questions, raise your hand.
Okay.
Why you have your hand raised? Okay. Wonder Woman 1984.
Whoa, that's recent.
Yeah, that is recent.
But I agree.
It's not.
I forgot that fucking thing came out. That's why I went, whoa, shit. Oh.
It's not a terrible movie, unlike the ones that are going to be on our list. But it was disappointing. And compared to the first Wonder Woman, this one was a fucking mess. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
The other one is The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now, the first one is also not great, but I was like, okay, I'm invested. Like, I'll watch the second one. And the second one ended up also being a fucking mess. Probably more so than 1984, because they try to have like 3 villains all at once. They have like Green Goblin, they had Electro. I think there was another one in there too. Rhino, which was like what, the first fucking 10 minutes, and that was it. And the relationship with Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker was so fucking awkward, man.
Yeah, it was.
Because it's real, and I don't know, I just don't like seeing that real shit on camera. Just like there were, I think, was it Cosmonaut Variety Hour? Yeah. He's on YouTube. He does content way better than us. But he also broke down Amazing Spider-Man 2, and he said that like every time that Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone's on screen, it's almost like they're ad-libbing their dialogue. And it's true. It just fucking cringe. It's like it's the same thing with the first one. And it's like I can't really buy into the relationship. And it sucks because the second one is a lot of their fucking relationship and not a lot of other shit happens. It's fucking weird, you know? Yeah. So that's also an honorable mention. And the other one is Hulk.
The 2002?
What, 2?
Yeah.
2003?
Something like that.
Because that was the first, like, big
iteration
of Hulk. And I was excited. And it turned out to be a fucking bore fest, man. It was boring as shit.
Yeah, it was.
Does anyone remember Hulk? I don't. You know, Incredible Hulk was better, but I also don't remember that movie as much either. You know, I remember him in Ragnarok more than I do in his own fucking solo films. So that was kind of disappointing. Those are my honorable mentions.
All right.
So which ones are yours?
I don't know.
Are you being for real? You don't have an...
Hold on. I got my list here, guys.
Yeah, talk about someone who's not fucking prepared.
All right. It's not that big. I only have 3.
That's what she said.
You forget asshole. First, Daredevil with Ben Affleck.
All right. And then what's next?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, directed by Michael Bay.
It was directed by him?
Produced by Michael Bay.
I think it was produced, not directed.
One of those two. That fucker's associated with it.
Yeah,
okay?
he isn't. And anything he's associated with doesn't really turn out to be that great.
You know, the story for that film was not that great. You couldn't, how do you say, connect with the turtles.
Their fucking arms, their arms look like fucking pickles, dude. Did you see how their arms look like? That really, more than anything, was so jarring.
Like, you couldn't relate to them, man. Like, at least in the cartoons and the other 90 films, you know, they had a personality. This one's all, you know, I feel like they were trying with these turtles, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
And my ultimo one, it's not bad. I think to me it was just they did it too early. Spawn,
okay.
You know, it has great special effects, action, you know, here and there. I like that. You know,
what's his name? I was gonna say J.K. Simmons plays Spawn, but that's not him. Was it Hal Simmons?
Hal?
I think his name is Hal Simmons. How come you're not prepared for this shit? You have your dishonorable mentions and you don't even fucking know.
But yeah, to me, it felt like it came out too early for its good. You know, I felt like it came off the hype train. Huh?
What? No, go ahead.
No, it came off the hype train when the comic book came out. What?
It's Michael J. White. How the fuck did I not know that was...
You retard. J.K. Simmons.
Keith David. Who the fuck is House? Who's that? Is that him? Is that the name of...
It doesn't say on the fucking... This is so...
No, keep talking.
Dead air here. Jesus Christ.
Al's...
Al what, Albert?
That's Spawn. Spawn's name is Al. Oh my god.
And you read the fucking comics, not me.
Fuck, dude.
Get the fuck out of here, Albert.
Hey, come on. Let's not banish me from the podcast just because I forgot, okay?
Well, Albert, to be honest, we read a lot of fucking comics.
That is true.
They come out every week, and it's hard to keep. That is true.
I just, like, to try to defend myself with Spawn, okay? Like, I at one point, I just started reading the Tom McFarlane, original Spawn run. But after a while, I just kind of dropped off of it because I couldn't find all the fucking issues. Yeah. And if you know anything about collecting Spawn issues, is that they're always like kind of limited quantities. They don't really sell that much.
You mean run? Or copies? I mean
copies. Yeah, limited copies. And going into comic book shops trying to look for the fucking issues that I need kind of became a bit of a chore. And I just didn't really want to keep looking for it. So after a while, I just stopped reading Spawn. And I could have picked up like the graphic novels and everything, but I was like, I'm gonna go read some other comic books. So
no, yeah, to me, like I would like to say what Spawn came out 92, 94, like the comics.
92. Oh, the comic books.
Can you check for me, please?
I thought that was the movie. Sorry, hold on.
No, I think the movie came out
1997.
Was the movie?
The movie.
Okay.
And the comic books, I think you were right about 1992. Let me see. 1992, yeah.
See? That's only what 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5 years.
You gotta count it with your fingers
Yeah.
like you're 5 years old.
And to me, that it felt too soon, you know.
Yeah.
And after that, I think the animated series came out for HBO.
With Keith David.
Yeah, which I think was okay.
It's okay.
It's
Alright.
good. I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, to me, yeah, it felt it was too early for it, and
Hopefully we do get one eventually. With Todd McFarlane, how he fucking shops around the script and like the story, I don't think it's ever gonna get done.
I know, but what was like maybe 2015, 16 was the last time we heard
Yeah.
that it's gonna be a horror one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jamie
it's gonna
Foxx
take-
is
yeah.
gonna be fucking Spawn. I'm like,
All
oh
this.
my god,
And we haven't heard nothing since.
nothing. Because you want to know why? Tom McFarlane, he wanted to raise like $1 million more than.
Uh-huh.
I just know he wanted more fucking money, and they were like, "You're crazy, dude. Come on." So they didn't even start production or nothing because Tom McFarlane still wanted like money to make the movie and shit. I was like, "Come on, let's fucking get to it," you know.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, it's not bad and it's not great either. It's in between, you know. It's one of those films you can go watch, but
Yeah.
you'll be disappointed of
What could have been.
Yeah, it could
I
have
guess.
been, yeah.
Okay. So let's actually get into our list. Fuck, how long is... We've been recording for a half hour. We haven't even gotten to our fucking list.
Okay, we'll be a part 2, guys.
No, we're not going to do part 2. Let's get into it now. Who wants to start first?
You. Sounds like you want to go.
There you go again.
Yeah. I got the best list in the world.
No, you don't. Shut up. Number 5 is The Green Hornet, directed by Michael Gondry.
Really? Why that one? I like that film.
You really like The Green Hornet?
So it was alright. We went to go see it.
Michael Gondry, if Edgar doesn't know, is the direct. You don't know who he is?
No.
The director of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless. The movie you just fucking picked up a few fucking days ago. You don't know who he is?
Oh, no, that's coming back to me. You're right.
He directed
You're
The
right.
Green Hornet.
Yes,
It was
yes.
written by Seth Green and Evan Goldberg.
You're right.
And this movie has had a troubled history of production. 2002, Jet Li was supposed to be in talks to play Kato, and he eventually dropped out. Nicolas Cage at some point was also going to be in the lead role of the Green Hornet.
Mm-hmm.
He also dropped out. Jake Gyllenhaal was also reportedly going to be in the movie, and he also dropped out in 2009, which this movie came out in 2011. I think his name is Stephen Chow, if I remember correctly, from my research. He was also going to play Kato, but dropped out in 2009. And eventually, you know, we got the cast that we got in 2011. But it's just, the script was shopped around a lot. At one point, Kevin Smith helmed the script, and he was supposed to direct it. I think he got into like 100 pages in, and he said there was like 100 pages more to go. I was like, God damn, it's long.
200? So you want to make 200? Damn.
And eventually it just came out that he had nothing to do with the movie anymore. He was no longer associated with it. He obviously went on to write The Green Hornet for comic book for Dynamite, but he no longer had any association with the movie. So it was just a fucking mess of production. And, you know, it's just how it is with Hollywood. Especially around that time with the MCU kind of starting to grow and everything. I'm sure a lot of other distribution companies and studios just wanted to get on the action, and they just didn't know what the fuck they wanted, you know? And The Green Hornet is a victim of that, because the movie ended up being almost humorless. I don't remember it being that funny.
No.
Action was also very neutered, you know? I didn't feel like it could have been better, you know? And the pacing was fucking terrible from what I remember. It's just, and then Seth Rogen, he's a good actor, and this one he was so fucking obnoxious.
No, that's what I was going to bring up. Like, I think they did a bad casting with Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
You know, it could have been someone else, but for him, he doesn't fit the role.
Yeah.
You know, but the guy who played Kato did.
He did fine. I think he did good, but I don't know. It's not the worst, but it's definitely like it's fucking bland as shit.
Yeah.
Like that, at its best, it's bland, and then at its worst, it's just kind of unwatchable, if I'm being honest. So that's my number 5.
All right. My numero 5 is Batman and Robin.
I mean, yeah, that's an infamous film, man.
Yes, and even as a kid, you know, growing up watching that film, coming off the animated series, you know, that's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the Batman I knew. And what you know, then watching this film okay, knowing that Bane was in this film.
Yep.
He became one of my favorites from the animated film. I mean, animated series.
Yeah.
So I was excited to see him in the film and to see how they
They
portrayed
fucking
him.
butchered that. They made him so fucking dumb, man.
Yes, and no, I was like, what, maybe 6, 7, and I knew that. Come on, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, and you already. I guess if you don't know, like, this was never meant to be a film. But they made it so they can just sell toys which
kids.
was, come on, dude, really?
A lot of bat nipples everywhere. Fucking terrible costumes.
I knew how bad this film was. Like, I think they're with the Poison Ivy at the club, and they're both there, and they're arguing. Batman's arguing with Robin.
Yeah.
They have this dumb bidding war, and fucking Batman pulls out his fucking credit card. And it has the back, and I think it says Batman Forever on the bottom too.
Wait, is he Bruce Wayne?
No, he's Batman.
Okay.
And he says, I don't know how much amount, and and he pulls it out and be like,
the fuck?
Batman would never fucking do that. The fuck was that?
How the fuck would you have a bat card, dude?
Yes.
Come on. Just have a regular debit card from your fucking... I mean, it makes sense. Maybe he doesn't want his bank out there, you know what I'm saying? So you just... That's...
Dude,
the
chemistry between him and Robin didn't seem right.
Yeah.
You know, like, and the performance of George Clooney was fucking horrible.
Look, dude, this is how I know that this movie's fucking bad, okay?
Okay.
I forgot what Comic-Con it was, and it ended up being like a fucking not April Fool's joke. It ended up being like a fucking, like a joke. Or, no, I think it was an April Fool's. That they said that because of how bad Batman and Robin was, George Clooney is banned from fucking Comic-Con. It ended up being a joke, but before I knew that, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Because that movie was fucking god-awful. It makes sense that he would be banned from fucking Comic-Con. And that's how I knew how bad that movie was. That a joke I took seriously. I was like, yeah, no, let's make that a thing. Because nothing against George Clooney, but I thought that shit was real. Like, yeah, it's...
If you guys know the history of All-Star, Batman and Robin with Frank Miller and Jim Lee, he has that same chemistry with Robin. He treats him like a fucking kid and
calls him a retard, doesn't he?
And that's in the film. I mean, in the comics,
the film made for kids.
No.
Calls him a fucking. This is my Batman card. You fucking
retard. No, it was in the comic. Yeah, he calls. I think right. He calls him a retard.
Something like that. Just because he like I'm Batman or something.
Yeah,
he says it in such a fucking cocky way.
And he's that's how George Clooney acts in this film. He acts like a dick with dick.
Yeah, he was one act away from calling him the R word, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm saying R word. Look, I didn't mean to say the R word offensively,
but that's what I think that's what he says.
That's what he said. I think
along those lines.
Yeah, it could have been even worse. Who knows?
But just even as a little kid, knowing that how bad this fucking film was, and I think the last time I seen it was when it was on a streaming service, and it was bearable to watch, dude.
You mean unbearable?
Unbearable to watch.
Bearable means it was a good movie.
It was good both. It was a good and bad.
But no, you know what? You're right, because it is one of those movies that you kind of can watch it, but you kind of want to stop watching it, but you can't. That's how bad it is. So it is a bearable, unbearable. We just made up a term. Yeah. So you're right. It is bearable, unbearable.
So there you go, guys.
Number 4, we did talk about it briefly. TMNT, Out of the Shadows.
And that's the sequel to...
The sequel to the first one, directed by Dave Green. I don't really know too much about him. I did research, and I'm like, I don't know what else he did. But this movie was just... I remember watching it in theaters and thinking to myself, like, how can this movie be fucking worse than the first one? Like, there were elements that kind of improved upon the first one, more specifically with the turtles. I could kind of, I guess, tolerate them more, enjoyed them a little bit more, but it still had some pretty dumb fucking pacing issues. The plot was still stupid. It had Tyler Perry as I think his name is Baxter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking the scientist or whatever. Megan Fox, it turns out there's a fucking twist where she's the one who had the fucking turtles and she raised them and blah, blah. I was like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That's really dumb. But all right, keep going. And then they have fucking Stephen Amell as Casey Jones, and he was completely fucking wasted as that character. He didn't do shit. And he had, what's his name? Bob Socket and Brockett, whatever the fuck they're called. Rocksteady and Bobbit. It's something along those lines. I don't read too much Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic books.
Okay.
But they were played by
Rock,
yeah. And I don't know, they were also fucking annoying. I didn't like them at all.
Or weren't they humans first? Wasn't it like fucking
Seamus and some other dude.
Yeah.
I don't fucking remember. Yeah, so they had those people in there, and then what's his name? Krang? Something? Kang?
Kang.
No, that's Kang the Conqueror. Let's calm down.
It is Kang, though.
Is it Kang?
Yes.
The big brain person?
Yes.
That was also terrible. I didn't like that. Look, it's just not a good movie, okay? I didn't fucking like it. And I went in the theaters to see it. I don't know what came over me, man.
Yeah.
That wasn't a good movie. And I don't recommend people watch it. Please go watch the other ones.
The
Stay
90s.
away from these.
Watch the 90 ones.
Yes.
At least 1 and 2. And
yeah, 1 and 2. The third one, they look fucking creepy as shit. And their eyes are always too big. So that's my number 4.
All right.
It's
So
a
my
complete
number 4 is, and we went to see this film too because we believe the hype and all that shit. Spider-Man 3.
And you know what? Rightfully so, because 1 and 2 were, at least in my opinion, pretty good fucking movies.
Yes, they were.
Especially the second one.
Uh-huh.
I think I put it in my list, didn't I?
And the other one?
Yeah,
I think
for
so.
Best, yeah. But this one was, yeah. I wouldn't say it was fucking bad, but it was awfully disappointing.
You can put it like how you said it with Green Hornet.
Yeah, it was boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It was all over the place because it had 3 villains too.
Yeah, it had Green Goblin. Mm-hmm. Harry got he lost his identity. If you want to make Peter lose his identity, no, you own just fucking.
That was kind of fucked up, dude. Well, Peter Parker
hit him with the fucking.
No, he did the
clothesline shit.
Clothesline shit.
Yeah, he fucking. That was. So Harry fucking loses identity or whatever. Starts
memory.
To become this Jesus, memory.
The fuck he's SpongeBob. Doesn't remember his name. He lost his name tag.
No, he lost his memory. But you know what's fucking weird is that at some point he brought Peter over to make some fucking eggs or some shit. And he, for some reason, Peter didn't show up or something. Or was it Mary Jane? I don't know. Mary Jane showed up and he did the same shit with one where he caught the omelet.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
They were doing this weird thing with Harry that in the third act he eventually, remembered his fucking identity or his memory or whatever. Started eating fucking peach cobbler and told Peter that fucking Mary Jane doesn't love her anymore or whatever. Disappears in the fucking cafe. How's that even possible that you disappear in the cafe?
That fucker ducked.
He ducked really fucking quick. And then you had Sandman, and he was the only villain that made sense for the fucking movie. Venom looked god awful, and I think Sam Raimi did that on purpose to show fucking the studio I'm gonna butcher this. So you wanted me to do it. Here it is. Here's fucking Venom.
And that was a bad casting too with Topher Grace.
Yeah.
Come on. In the comics, even in the anime, he's how do you say?
He's like a
buff?
jock.
Yeah, jock.
He's
there you
jock.
go.
He's intimidating.
Yeah,
you know.
You're talking about Sam Raimi. He had a completely different story, or was that for part 4?
For part 4, I think for this one he just wanted to have Sandman.
Yeah, okay.
And I think he also wanted to have the whole Harry Osborn thing, but he did not want Venom at all, and clearly because he kind of feels shoehorned in the fucking third act.
And I think he said he didn't know nothing about Venom. I
think so, and he admitted that he didn't know too much about the character of Venom, and yeah, I mean he still doesn't that how Brock gets the symbiote too is the same way.
Yeah, same way.
So they got that right, but It's just, and as a kid, I liked it because, you know, there were elements that I enjoyed, but growing up, I'm like, dude, Peter's a fucking asshole, man. He's fucking telling his girl in his apartment to go make him cookies and shit. While he's on the phone with Dr. Connors. And it was like, I hope this didn't get on you. I was like, no. And he starts eating a fucking pecan cookie and shit. Like, which is the most, or is it shortbread? I don't know. It's like, that cookie should have made him fucking choke. He should have died. He ate too many cookies, dude.
And that's always the most, like, meme.
Yeah. How he fucking, like...
with the door. You
yeah.
gotta fix this damn door.
And that was funny.
And
that,
him
like,
dancing and shit.
Yeah, the dancing, which they put in into the Spider-Verse.
Which is fucking cool.
I like that. That was fucking good.
So, yeah, I got it confused because I was going to say, like, that makes sense. There was going to be a part 4 where it's going to be Mysterio. But I don't think he was going to be the main character. That's how they...
I was like, it was going to open,
yeah.
right? And it was going to be like an out-of-shape Mysterio, played by Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Which was, like, fucking spot on. That would have been fucking great.
I think the main villain was going to be Vulture, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was going to be Vulture.
Yeah.
And it was going to be a bit more... I think, like, darker.
Yeah.
You know, in the 4th one. But, unfortunately, we didn't get that.
See, that's what happens when the studios come in and don't let them do what they want to do, you know? Like, coming off the heels of Spider-Man 2, like, he knows what he's doing. I don't know why you fucking, like, oh, put in this character, put that villain. Like, let him do what he wanted to do, and that never happened, you know?
Let's,
yeah, so, he wasn't... Like you said, it's not bad, but it's not the best Spider-Man film, you know.
It's not.
Yeah.
I think I would argue that.
And you can tell, like you were saying, he didn't know what to do with the symbiote.
Yeah.
Because the symbiote doesn't act that way.
It doesn't make you a fucking. I mean, kind of makes you.
Yeah, but,
it makes you evil. It makes you more like.
But not like how they portrayed him
side,
here.
you know? It doesn't make you fucking dance really well. Like, it's not what it does.
And kill your fucking friend.
It doesn't give you a Justin Bieber haircut. It's fucking weird.
Those are my cookies.
Yeah. But yeah, let's try to speed things along because we.
This one we both have in our same.
Yeah, let's talk about again studios interfering and shit. Batman v Superman, directed by Zack Snyder. And that movie was, oh man,
boring.
It was boring, but even before we watched it, I was so genuinely excited for it.
I was probably more excited than you were. Okay, put it in that way. Okay, I really, really was excited for this.
Yeah, shit. I was too.
Okay, again, coming off watching the animated film of The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
And knowing that it was going to be based off of the Frank Miller
version of Batman.
Yes. I was excited.
Yep.
And went to go see it.
No, dude, look.
Nothing happened
until the end. When I walked out of the movie theater, I was like, I don't know what to think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I like this movie. I also don't think I hate it. And I had to sit with it for a long while before I was like, yeah, no, this movie's not good. Lex Luthor's eating fucking Jolly Ranchers and shit. Like, this isn't fucking
that was like
Lex Luthor.
Also the worst portrayal of Lex Luthor.
Right?
Can people like that? Come on. If you read the comics, he doesn't come off that way.
He's also not fucking Jesse Eisenberg. Like, fucking Lex Luthor should have been played by Bryan Cranston or some shit.
That was rumored. And,
yeah.
You know, people were saying he should have played it, and oh my god, that would have been fucking great.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
This Lex Luthor was a fucking weasel. He didn't really do anything that was menacing. He just manipulated people to do his fucking bidding, and that was it. The real villain turned out to be Doomsday. Mm-hmm. And that was also fucking rushed. Like, really rushed. Because he showed up for, 15 minutes, and that was it? And don't forget, this movie's called Dawn of Justice. So this was supposed to like bring together like the whole cinematic universe, and Wonder Woman shows up at the fucking end of the movie and helps out, and it's like, where the fuck she literally just came out of nowhere with no context of like where the fuck she came from. Like, you kind of see, I guess, what she was doing.
I think they met up in a party, didn't they?
Yeah, they met up in a party, but like when Doomsday was like fucking
Oh.
shit up, I think she was like on a plane or
Yeah.
something, and then she just came back as Wonder Woman or whatever, and it was like so jarring to just see Wonder Woman in this film for no movie. Like,
I appreciate it.
I mean, I
You
like
know?
the music and how it, how she started kicking ass or whatever. I just don't understand why she had to be in there. Like, this is still a Superman movie. I think Superman would have been better if he was the one going head to head with Doomsday.
So, I did research, and during Comic-Con, that speech and everything, and people were excited, and it was said that it was going to be based off Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns graphic novel. Then, Zack Snyder then said it is not going to follow that story. So what the fuck is it, dude? Is it the Frank Miller or not? So he said it's not gonna follow that, and it's gonna follow a little bit of the death of Superman, stuff like that.
And that's like already gave away what the fuck was gonna happen in this movie. Clearly, Superman dies, and you know what pisses me off too is that like Batman spends his whole fucking time in this movie trying to kill Superman. And the whole Martha thing has been memed to fucking no end.
Don't know
or
why
whatever.
they had to do that. Don't know why.
We won't get into that.
Yeah.
I think if you know, then you already fucking know. What pisses me off though is, when Bruce goes to his funeral and was like, I should have done better. But he was my friend. It's like, no, he fucking wasn't. You tried to fucking kill this guy with the kryptonite spear. What the fuck you talking about? He's
He
your
had everything
friend.
planned. He had guns and smoke bombs and all this shit.
And when he saved his mom, he nearly fucking killed her by shooting that guy's tank on the fucking flamethrower. It's like, the fuck, you're careless. You're not fucking good at your job as Batman, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
I just no, I couldn't.
It wasn't Ben Affleck's fault, It's
No,
how
it was
written.
all Zack Snyder. I think this was the version he wanted, and he wanted a more violent and realistic Batman. And I don't think he understood Frank Miller's Batman, because this is not Frank Miller's Batman. He doesn't fucking brand criminals with the fucking bat symbol. And
He doesn't do
all
that?
Yeah, he does that. No, in the movie he doesn't. Not in the comics.
Oh.
In the movie, like, how he fucking punches the criminals.
Yeah,
And it's like, that's a fucking sign that when they go to prison they die, some shit like that. Something like that. Like, when you go there and you have that symbol, you're fucked or whatever. And I was like, okay, that's not Batman at all, but alright.
So see, Zack Snyder, to me, he has hit or miss. Yeah, he did really well with the Justice League, his cut. You know, Watchmen was great. If you read the comics, it's like it's out of the panel type of thing.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
But knowing him, he wants to fucking like get everything into one. And sometimes it doesn't work that way. You know. So I think he tried to grab comic book material from here and there and just jam it into one.
Look, man, the highest compliment that I could give Zack Snyder is that visually he's really fucking good. Visually, as a filmmaker, he knows how to make a movie look good. Like Batman v Superman, visually had some pretty like good moments, in terms of its cinematography. Same thing with the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. There were some moments that, like, oh man, this shit looks fucking iconic. This looks fucking good. Doomsday looks fucking great. It's just when it comes to the story, when it comes to characters, they can sometimes be a hit or miss. You know, it's just not. It just doesn't. I don't know. It's just not that great, I guess, and it sucks because I commend him for trying. I think that it's not entirely his fault for everything that happened with like Justice League and with Batman v Superman. It's just circumstance and studios trying to fucking put their hands in and try to change shit. And clearly that was the case with Justice League, and that was the case with Batman v Superman, I'm sure. So, it sucks.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that was our number 3. What's your number 2?
Oh, you want me to go now, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
We're probably going to go over an hour, but...
What's wrong with that? Or this one, people are going to agree, and you're going to agree too, is X-Men Origins.
Yep.
Wolverine.
Oh, man.
It's shit. There you go.
It's weird because... No, it's weird because Logan was our number 1. And that movie was fucking good. It's a masterpiece, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this one, I don't know what the fuck they were doing with this movie. You have Ryan Reynolds coming in as Wade Wilson, and then in the end they sew his fucking mouth shut, and then he has like all these weird fucking powers. He just looks so fucking bad. You know, the CGI was fucking god awful. We saw the fucking version that was like that was like not even finished.
We got the pirated version, and yeah, we got the so like let's say for action films, action scenes in the film.
Yeah.
And whenever Wolverine will pop out his claws, it was they got the how do you say, the unfinished version.
Yeah, it was like a
because I remember it got leaked or something.
Yeah.
Before it's released.
Yeah,
So,
and that's how the pirated copy started
yeah.
circulating. We also we had a guy who just would come around the neighborhood and sell like fucking movies, and being broke and being Hispanic was like, fucking, do we watch it?
So yeah, whenever for I think it was Wade Wilson with his guns or something. There were strings and shit.
Yeah,
remember?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
oh my god,
the helicopter
that threw you
explosion
off.
was fucking weird.
So okay, so let's put it this way: we saw the leaked version that was undone, whatever. Then because it threw us off with the fucking the strings and whatever.
Yeah.
Then we saw that when it came out on DVD. Okay.
Yeah.
Just to give it this the
whole college try.
Yeah. And it still wasn't great.
It wasn't great, man. It wasn't. I don't know what they did with the character of Logan here. They just...
I was looking into it, and it said it was going to follow Frank Miller's run of Wolverine 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the one where, the famous fucking...
Yeah, with the claws in it, yeah.
And I didn't see that. It just, again, it felt all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
They try to jam in connections with the X-Men and mutants and Wolverine's past and stuff like that. If you're gonna do his past, do it when he was in Japan.
Which they kind of did with the Wolverine.
Yeah.
Which is, also...
Yeah, I think that was better.
That was a step up for sure. But it also, I don't really remember that movie as much, The other big drawback was that this movie wasn't really violent, and Wolverine is a fucking violent character in the comic book.
Yeah.
He's known to cut heads off and kill fucking people, and this one he doesn't do that shit. It's just, it comes off as very jarring to see a very PG-13 solo Wolverine movie. It makes sense for him to not do that shit in an X-Men movie because you want it to be with, for kids and everything. But his solo movie, you're gonna, and thankfully they made up for it with Logan. But this was,
the characters for me that stuck out was Wade Wilson in the beginning of the film.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Yeah.
Sabretooth was great. I liked him.
Yeah,
I liked his version.
He was good. Yeah.
Again, Hugh Jackman never disappoints.
Yep.
But this one, they did him fucking bad.
Yeah.
And for a little while, I would say Gambit was great.
Will.i.am.
Yeah. Will.i.am really?
No, do you remember he was in that movie?
Yes.
Dude? That was, oh my god, man! The Blob. Remember the Blob?
You mean Blob?
Oh, that's right.
The Blob.
Whatever, he was drinking a Slurpee and some shit. Whatever.
But Gambit was pretty cool.
Yeah, Taylor Kitsch did a pretty decent job. I think.
I don't see fucking Channing Tatum.
That's weird.
I see him doing it because he did it so well. Even though for 5 minutes he had the accent and all that shit. Well, yeah, dude, it's just bearable, unbearable to watch. Sorry,
it's unbearable. No, it's not even bearable. Dude. It's unbearable for sure. That's why it's number 2.
God, man, it just. And I guess they had it planned for different origin stories for the X-Men.
That's why I said the X-Men Origins. You know?
Yeah, so the next one they wanted to do, if Wolverine did well, which didn't, was Magneto.
Magneto?
Which I would like, that would have been cool to see.
He has a very interesting backstory. Yeah.
So it's sad that we didn't get to see that because that one seemed interesting more than Wolverine. Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's my numero dos.
Yeah. My number 2, which is kind of a cop-out because it is 2 movies, but the Ghost Rider films. 1 and 2. More specifically 2, because I think 2 is worse than 1, but 1 is also not...
He's knocking at the door.
Not that great. And the first one was directed by Mark Steven Johnson.
Yes.
He also directed Daredevil.
Oh.
And wrote Daredevil.
Oh.
Produced Elektra.
Oh.
And also he did Ghost Rider.
Jesus.
Yeah. And the only good thing that I would say about the first one is that Nicolas Cage seemed very passionate about being Johnny Blaze.
Yes.
He even said that he wanted to do something a bit more darker with his character and everything. And how they treated the whole... How he gets the whole Ghost Rider curse and everything. Just fine. I thought it was okay. It just wasn't. I don't know. I don't remember that movie as much. I think I've only seen it when I was a kid, but it just didn't have that good CGI. Don't really remember who the villain was, and
me neither.
And for the most part, it tried to kind of be funny, and it just lands flat on its fucking face. But its sequel is even fucking worse. The sequel is directed by Neveldine and Taylor. They're the collaborative directors, and you may know them from their movies of Crank and Crank 2. They directed that movie.
When we heard that, I'm all, okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought that was also interesting too. Like, all right, this is gonna be fun. And I don't know if you can, if you want to look this up on YouTube. There's a particular scene in the movie where Johnny Blaze is like fighting some people or whatever, and it's very weirdly cut. It's like fucking bad. But at one point, as Ghost Rider, they just cut to him spinning. He's like levitating off the ground, and he's like spinning on his side, like he's fucking laying down and just spinning or whatever. And then that's it, and they cut back. They cut to like a reaction of one of the fucking bad guys, and they cut back to Ghost Rider, and he's no longer doing that. It's like, what the fuck was that all about?
Was that in the film?
That was in the fucking movie.
You
can look it up on YouTube. He's like just spinning like this.
After this, I don't remember that shit.
No, he did that shit. And Nicolas Cage said he wanted to do something even more darker. He said he's not going to be eating jelly beans anymore. He's going to be drunk all the time. And she was like, what the fuck? What happened to what happened to the other version of Johnny Blaze? And the directors, the way that they worded it was really weird. They said that like this movie takes place 8 years after the first one, but you don't have to have watched the first one. We're going to just pretend that the audience never seen the first one. But if it is like from the first one, it just picks up after 8 years.
Oh my god.
I was like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? And the story is by David S. Goyer, which is fucking weird. I don't know how he's involved in that. Scott M. Gimple wrote the screenplay. You know who he is, right?
He sounds familiar.
He did Walking Dead. Like the later seasons of The Walking Dead. And he also did Die, Die, Die with Robert Kirkman.
Yeah.
He wrote this fucking movie.
Damn.
I'm like, he wrote it scratching at the door? Did he write that line?
No, man.
Oh my god. So this movie just was not fucking good. I would like to suggest people watch it just for the outrageous performance from Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
But for that one scene where he's spinning and shit. But other than that, the only thing that's good is how Ghost Rider looks. Ghost Rider looks fucking scary.
Dude, this design made it fucking. He made him cooler of how he looked. You know, with the like the black smoke and all that. I like the way he laughed too. They seem more realistic for the character. If that makes sense. But besides that, fuck, the story was bad too.
It was so bad. Think we saw it at the Dollar Movie.
Yeah. Because look, at the time we would hear, "Oh, it was great." Remember, like early audience reviews, like, "Oh my god, it was so good," and we heard bad ones. It's like it was all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, let's just give it a shot. It's only $2 at the theater.
Yeah, and no, thank God.
Yeah.
This movie was don't just watch it once, but be careful because you might fucking end up having vertigo or some shit.
Yeah,
just by how it's edited. Yeah.
I feel nauseous.
Yeah, so let's move on to number one because number one is a movie we both can agree on.
Yeah.
That is, in our opinion, single-handedly the worst comic book movie we've ever fucking seen. This movie is god awful, and it's weird that we're talking about this one because we just reviewed the new version of it, Suicide Squad. Not the Suicide Squad, which is obviously made by James Gunn. This is Suicide Squad, directed by David Ayer. We both agree that this is the worst comic book movie of all time.
And there you go, guys.
No.
Well, we kind of talked about it in our review.
A little bit, yeah. But I guess just to reiterate how terrible this movie is, it was edited by the same people who did the fucking trailer that everyone fell in love with. A lot of scenes were taken out from the film, and we ended up getting whatever what we fucking got. The plot makes absolutely no fucking sense. The fact that the Suicide Squad is their main mission is saving Amanda Waller is really fucking dumb. We had the worst version of fucking Joker by Jared Leto, and I don't know, maybe Jared Leto's good in other movies, but in this one, this is by far his worst fucking performance ever. He comes off as like The Mask, like Jim Carrey, but he does it terribly in this movie. It's just, I hate it.
Yeah, I don't know. I
hate it with the passion.
I feel like he didn't do his research for the Joker. He just, I know he's the Joker. He's like his evil fucking clown, and he likes to kill people. Or I don't know what fucking type of research he did, but
I don't know either.
That wasn't the Joker we knew, and I guess that was David Ayer's version of fucking Joker.
Yeah, because he wrote the script too.
He fucking wrote it.
So I should tell you that this movie was already. I don't know if David Ayer didn't know Joker, how the fuck was he gonna know every other character?
You kind of gave him a backstory why the fuck he looked that way, but it still didn't make. It
didn't make him good. It didn't make him any more intimidating.
And I guess now that James Gunn's Suicide Squad came out, there's more information about David Ayer's version. There's more Joker. There's gonna be a Deadshot and Harley Quinn romance, which doesn't make fucking no sense. They're just throwing it in there. And again, we talked about it in our review of James Gunn. Is that there was two versions of the fucking film, his version and the studio version. Yep. And people didn't like either.
So I should tell you, this movie was fucking terrible, man.
So I don't know why people are asking to see his version if there's already a better version out there. So
exactly. Yeah, and I don't know, man. It's the villain fucking sucks. It sucks so fucking bad. For a movie called Suicide Squad, nobody fucking dies.
That's true.
Only one person fucking dies. In comparison to the new version, which half the fucking Suicide Squad dies in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
This one, only one person dies, and it takes probably 40 minutes for us to see that person die. And he doesn't really die horribly.
Would die too, that's it, right?
But is he really dead?
That's true.
I don't know. I don't think he fucking died, and I don't know. It's just, and then Joker shows up at the end to save Harley. But it's like, what happened? Because in Birds of Prey, there was no follow up to that. He just like fucking disappeared.
Right? Yeah, it's true.
You know, and
I guess they broke up, but that was it. They didn't say anything else in the Birds of Prey.
yeah, and it's like, for as much as I like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, and in this movie too, I would say this is the weakest version of Harley Quinn. I
Yeah,
think it got better as the movies came along. With this one was like, she looked very, like, they put her in these very like skimpy clothing, and she really didn't fucking do much. She always had like flashbacks to the fucking Joker.
That's true.
It just,
Again, it was all over the place. They tried to do, like you said, a Harley Quinn backstory with the Joker, with the flashbacks, backstories with other characters, and yeah, it was just like you didn't care about these characters,
and
not as much as these new ones that came out.
And there was like a fucking song every 10 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the fuck did he get the money for all these licensed songs? Like, it just makes no sense. It's fucking god awful. You know, and then Rick Ross did a music video with Joker, which was, I mean, the song's okay, I guess. But I guess the joke's on us because we fucking saw it twice in theaters.
And you bring, this is like our version of the Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Like, you fucking traded Resident Evil 4 for Madagascar.
We saw Suicide Squad twice in 3D. The second time.
No, the second time was 3D, not twice 3D.
No, yeah. We saw it the second time in 3D. I don't know why.
For me, I was let go of my job. I was depressed. Okay, I had to do something.
And you had to fucking punish yourself by watching Suicide Squad.
Okay, look, like I think you said it. Like, I'd say like you say it better than me. Like you were saying, like at that time that was like one of the best DC films.
Yeah. Look, this is how bad DCEU was back then, because I think this came out after Batman v Superman, right? And Batman v Superman was obviously what it was, and it wasn't good. Man of Steel was also very like dark and grim, and it didn't really get a lot of favorable reviews. I guess you can argue that movie's good too, but in comparison to those movies, Suicide Squad seemed like very like a breath of fresh air. But little did we know that movie was also just as bad, if not worse. But that should just show you how mismanaged the DCU was, that even one of their worst movies we would much rather watch than fucking almost 3 hours long Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know, man. It just...
Dude, it was the fucking trailer that sold us.
Yeah.
Remember how the trailer was? Like, oh my god, this was going to be fucking
it
great.
It wasn't, man.
Yeah.
It fucking wasn't. And look, to kind of cap this whole thing off, this movie is so bad that it no longer is considered like the definitive Suicide Squad movie. It's just like Joss Whedon's Justice League movie, wherein it just completely, everyone wants to fucking forget it. Everyone wants to fucking forget that it even existed, because the Suicide Squad elevated that entire fucking film that came before it tenfold. And it just completely made that piece of shit in 2016 obsolete.
Yeah.
And I know David Ayer seemed very passionate, and it sucked that the studios fucking got involved.
But I think either way, if it did, it would turn out to be bad.
I don't think it was going to be a good movie either way.
Yeah.
So it sucks. And it's our worst film, or comic book film of all time. I don't know what else to say.
I got a headache just thinking about it.
Yeah, that's...
It's just how...
I feel nauseous. I have a headache. I'm very depressed. I don't know how we took this request for this episode, man. It just brought us down. We need a palate cleanser.
It's kind of like that episode from The Office where Michael tries to make fun of himself and it kind of backfires.
Yeah. It was like, nice going, idiot. Yeah, that's how I feel too. Because
it just made us sad, because there's even better films out there, and there's films that are like this, which are bad, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Well, for as many good movies as they are out there, there's definitely their share of terrible ones too. These movies included. And look, you can disagree with us. I don't know why you would disagree with our list, because I think these movies are fucking terrible. But if you do, let us know in the comment section. Tell us what you think. Tell us what your worst comic book movies are.
I just like to just appreciate people who are listening to this. Subscribe and like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it does help us.
Yeah,
like you say, even if it's one person, maybe two now, who's listening to this, we'll continue doing it. You know, we have fun doing these lists. You know, joking around and stuff like that.
This podcast was really just for me and Edgar. You know, this was just for us to kind of vent and talk about shit and remember all of our favorite games and movies and stuff like that. But I'm glad that there are people who listen to it. You know, even if it's not the whole thing. Because I wouldn't even listen to the fucking whole thing. I think I've told some of my friends, and I told you, like, I don't listen to this fucking podcast. But
how can you? It's like you're listening to yourself.
I think it's just more of like me not wanting to hear myself.
Yeah.
But if someone even listens to the first 10 minutes and hops off, like, hey man, that's fine.
Uh-huh.
If it encourages and inspires people to go and do their own fucking podcast and become successful, hey, that's even great, even better. But we appreciate it as well if you would like this video and share it with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And hit the notification bell because there will be new episodes every Thursday.
Let us know too in the comments what you want another list. We'll do it. You know.
Yeah, we've gotten a few like requests for some topics and some that we are going to cover. The Walking Dead being one of them soon. So yeah,
thank you. Bye.
That's been Two Brothers.
Two Brothers.
We're gonna get some ice cream. So